But it's from your side, you've got quite a unique skill, seeing that you're the best organ player on the continent. You know,
Most definitely.
and for those guys watching, I'm going to do a session with Lungelo. I spoke to him this morning. We're going to get Uncle Gorksy in, get us an organ going. Because one of the questions I get a lot is, how do we mic the organ? Especially in a live environment where it's an acoustic instrument, actually. You know, miking it, so we're getting a sound, but not just getting level, getting a nice tone out of it, and without compromising anything else. So we'll do that, and we'll get we'll set it up and we'll get it going, and we'll see who else we get to play with you. And I think that'll be a nice session to answer some of those questions. But speaking about organs and that kind of stuff, why do you want an organ and not a C2D?
The tone is different, that for one.
But you've got buttons on the C2D.
I think the engine, basically. The engine is not the same. Because...
But they say it's the same.
Yeah.
I'm arguing
they're just going to say so. Because, well, at least when the organ is here, I'll be able to show why it's not the same, even though...
So can I bring both?
Yeah, we can.
We'll demonstrate.
Yeah, we can, definitely.
Okay. I'm just disclaimer. I'm not knocking a C2D. And I don't think you are either. It's There's room for both. Like at the moment, we're shooting Gospel Avenue. Lebo's there as MD, and it's a small TV set. Everything's contained. So he's playing on the C2D. It's not the feature instrument, but because it's gospel, we need the organ going. But just a little bit more on that. And obviously, I mean, do you feel you can do more on an organ? Feeling-wise, emotion-wise?
I feel I can do more sound-wise because the different drawbars, just to say briefly, the drawbars, it's not just like an equalizer for somebody who just looks at those 8 draws. It's different tones. In terms of notes, like if I'm playing one note like a C, and I'm drawing the first drawbar, it will be like a down octave C, and if I draw the second drawbar, it's like playing a G. If you understand what I mean. So it's different overtones that are basically contributing to one big sound.
So you don't need the other musos.
So basically,
I saw there's a percussion button as well, so we don't even need Marlon.
It's actually quite crazy, and I like to actually talk about it when it's there. You know how it actually becomes a whole thing. So we'll definitely do it, and we'll be able to hear.
Besides the organs, other keyboards. Is the one question that always comes on? I deal with different artists, and it's weighted and non-weighted. So and then the question is always, well, if it's a piano player, it has to be weighted. If it's a keyboard player, it has to be unweighted. What's the deal there?
It's very tricky with me because since I play organ, it has no weight at all. Absolutely no weight. It's even lighter than this, because you got to move around. And also the keys themselves, they go all the way down because they have to be smoother. Well, when I play piano, I do like weight because I do play piano as well. But when you do like keyboard stuff, because there's like more... what can I say? You're able to do more stuff if it's lighter. But with piano, it's more about expression on the weight. You know what I mean? So it's
because obviously they're emulating that. But if you get used to one, or if you're really used to having a non-weighted, but you're an aspiring pianist, and then you put a montage on your rider because you know it's going to be available in the budget, does that mean you'll play better?
Not at all. One thing I've actually tried to teach myself is because I don't want to just play organ only. I still want to play piano and stuff. Every now and then I must play piano. Because if you play organ...
But it's a strength thing as well.
You lose that strength if you don't do it for a long time. Like if you play a gig and like maybe on the second song, you'll feel a bit like, So you have to get into it. But like the whole keys thing, I think it's more about sound. How much you know about sound and how it should sound. So I actually like Korg a lot. It's a preference, personal preference.
What I found with keyboards, I mean, way back from DX7s, which are before your time. The navigation, and it's like Soundesk as well. You get used to a certain navigation style. So I know that Roland, Yamaha, Korg, their interfaces are quite different. And where you find like the basic stuff, and where, if I quickly want to do transpose, which you don't know what that is. It's when someone doesn't know how to.
+1, +2.
Yeah. On some keyboards that's like the most obvious button. Other keyboards you got to go like 6 levels in.
You got to move around.
So, but I mean, just or setting or swapping polarity on a sustain pedal, or
Yeah.
you know, there's a completely different navigation. So you can get, if you're used to Korg, you can get some really good tones on a Yamaha,
Yeah.
but you'll be a lot quicker on the Korg because you
Yeah.
understand. And the newer Korgs that come out, you get into them so much quicker.
I think just to say something there, the thing with me, why I like Korg a lot, I like it a lot because usually when I'm using keyboards, I'm playing like sounds. You know, it's not necessarily piano or whatever. Usually it's sounds. So Korg has a lot of like
Patches, yeah.
synth sounds and all of that, and I just like it for that. But for the performance perspective, I actually am a Nord guy because with Nord, it's not like Korg where there's a lot of presets and whatever. With Korg, you do everything on the spot and right now because of all those knobs. So all the effects
On the Nord, you mean?
Yeah. All the effects, they're there, right there.
Like the Jupiters, basically, from Roland.
Yeah, so I like to do it now because if I want to put like, you know,
But I mean, that's your organist coming through where you want to
I
fine-tune.
suppose because even with a guitarist, you know how he has a pedal. If he wants to put a crazy effect right now, a delay or whatever, with me playing this Kronos right now, I have to go in buttons. You know, so let's say I'm soloing and I just want to put like a delay or whatever, just for a short second.
Yeah.
Now I have to
You have to think about it.
press and something, but in a Nord, it's just one button, knob, gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, look, but it comes down to, I mean, I've had many discussions on my talk show now about guys asking what's the best mixer to buy, what's the best this. You know, if you look at it from a church perspective with volunteers playing, and from a pro perspective, the two approaches are completely different.
Yeah.
A volunteer needs presets, and he needs visual input to tell him where he is.
Yeah.
Where other guys instinctively know where they are, and they can get more complicated in their workflows, and then they create their own workflows. Like kind of my console with the function switches and the control functions and all that. I can really creative, so that when I'm playing, it's very small movements to do big effects. I showed some of it yesterday. So I mean that's the thing, and I think what the reason I'm asking all these questions is because what I'm trying to do